Who will you say Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings was?
Well, I've known her for quite a long time, and she has been someone I remember as a mother and a wife, someone who was caring. And I'm really shattered by the news of her death, because we are preparing to celebrate the 5th anniversary of the husband's death, like Lieutenant Rawlings, and then this one drops in on us. It shattered me, actually.
Condolence to all of us, Tekiche. I can hugely imagine what it would feel like, given that I personally was billed to speak to her this morning, a reflective interview on Beijing 1995. And at the very last minute, I was asked to hold on while the aide addresses a certain emergency. Now, let's look back at her social life. Who was she socially, and what will you say her impact on women advocacy had been?
Are you asking what her impact has been?
Yes.
In the country on women, especially?
Yes, especially women.
That's right. You know, she was a very powerful advocate for the rights of women. You remember there was a conference in Beijing some years ago.
The 4th World Conference on Women Empowerment in Beijing.
Conference in Beijing. She was heavily involved.
Yes.
Apart from that, she was involved in a lot of, you remember the 31st December Women's Movement.
Absolutely.
It was a movement that championed the rights of women.
Yes.
And empowerment of women. And for that, she did a yeoman's job and making sure that our women got what rights that they should have as human beings, as our mothers, our sisters, aunties, grandmoms, etc., etc. So she has really been a champion of women's rights in our country. And I believe when we write the history of how Ghana got where it is now, through the stage we are with women's rights, children's rights and stuff, she will be one of the people who occupy the top levels of mention when it gets to that time.
Her legacy includes really reshaping the discussion or conversation on women or gender equality, as well as women empowerment. But many will also remember her for her championing the setting up of daycare in order to empower women or set the household woman free to get on to getting herself about. How would you imagine that her story will be written from the viewpoint of a journalist?
I cannot hear you very well. Can you repeat what you just asked?
Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings' legacy includes setting up of over 1,800 daycare centers across the country. From a journalist perspective, what will you say her legacy will be founded on?
Her legacy is a very rich legacy when it gets to the empowerment of women. You know, she was able to lead in building even day nurseries in markets so that women could take their children there while they do their business. There is one at Nima Market. The 31st December Women's Movement school there was initiated by Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings. You know, and other projects. She was the one who started encouraging more women to get into production. You know, like Gary production, leather works, things that really empowered some women, and some of them, I am sure, are right now in businesses because of Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings. So her legacy is a very rich legacy when it comes to women's rights, women's empowerment, and all of that which concerns women.
Right. Take it, thank you very much for your time. We'll have to leave it here while we get the news coming in. We'll come to you at some point in a subsequent bulletins as this story unfolds. Thank you very much. Take it. That just gone was a veteran journalist, Take it, who was with the GBC newsroom. And we're asking what Nana Konadu stood for and who she had been in public and also private life. We're still having some news trickling in at the passing of Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, the former First Lady, whose legacy, I ask Taikiche, what will define her legacy? And obviously, Nana Konadu cannot be summed up in one sentence. She burst onto the scene in the late 1970s. And through the revolution, she came to identify with women empowerment, so much so that her advocacy and leadership, as well as activism, influenced national policy, changed the conversation, and brought it onto the global stage. In 1995, 30 years ago in Beijing, China, where the world convened to mark the 4th World Conference on Women, Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings was there, and her voice resonated right throughout the conference. This afternoon, we look back on who Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings has been. Let's go on the phone and speak to another veteran journalist and also a pollster, Ben Efson, who's joined us this afternoon. Good afternoon, Uncle Ben.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Uncle Ben, condolences to all of us, first of all.
Yes. Strong woman. Very strong woman.
Uncle Ben.
Yes.
What will you say, or who will you say Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings has been insofar as Ghanaian social and political life is concerned?
Oh, I think that Mrs. Rawlings was often, I think, underestimated for her role in the success of the 31st revolution. Mrs. Rawlings was able to commandeer women to make them feel that they are part of what was going on. So, and for that, and at the height of the revolution, she was very strong, very supportive of the husband, and in her own right, 31st December, now may not be as strong as before, but during that time, working for the BBC at that time, BBC London did a lot of documentaries, and I can say that 31st December was like the female counterpart of the military, the soldiers and the cadets who were active. They are female, their wives, their aunties, their mothers. Mrs. Rawlings harnessed them to be able to deliver what her husband was trying to do in general.
Uncle Ben, how would you describe Mrs. Rawlings' relationship with the media in Ghana?
Oh, Mrs. Rawlings was a frank person, hardworking, and she will not hesitate to tell you her mind. I mean, that was one of the things that I liked about her. Mrs. Rawlings will tell you in your face what she wants. She will not wait or tell somebody. She likes the media, but if you cross the line, she will not hesitate to tell you that what you've done is not right. And then you move on. He didn't hold grudges. You know, at that time, at the peak of the revolution, working for the BBC, there were a few times that some of the stories were not palatable in terms of like abuse of human rights at the peak of the revolution. And anytime I had gone to interview her, she had a good memory. She said, look, Ben, you said this. I would